Rob Star Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone. Join the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all you guys in the chat already today. Appreciate you guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. Brought to you by, of course, this show is brought to you by the sponsors of BetUS, where the game begins. Sign up for free today with my link down below. So help support the channel. Sign up for free today. Get 125% bonus on your first bet up to $2,000. All right. Well, happy Halloween to our belated happy Halloween. Happy November 1st to you guys. I hope everyone enjoyed their Halloween. I definitely did with me and my family. We went to our church trunk or treat. You know, my daughter's only 10 months old, so it was very easy to, walk around. They had a lot, a DJ. They had a bunch of food vendors, and then, of course, people that had a bunch of, places you could, they had their car set up where, you could stop by, and obviously trick or treat. So it was cool. It was good. It was good. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Then we came home, kicked back, threw a movie on, passed out. That was about it. Passed out. So, but I hope you guys had a good Halloween. Q&A of the day. All right, we got a Q&A up. Name your favorite Halloween candy and movie. All right. And of course, we got a poll question of the day. Can the Carolina Panthers snag their second win of the season against this New Orleans Saints team? We're going to break that down today, of course. That is, of course, why you're here. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Again, do me a favor. 3 things that I ask. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Click that post notifications bell. That's all I ask. Appreciate you guys. You can also become a member today. The link is down below in the description of this live stream. Let's get right into it. What's up, James Island? What's up, Kristen, Dixon, Eric Blair, Marcos Cash, Kendall? Appreciate you in here. We might even do a mock draft today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I'm feeling frisky. Shout out to my guy. Shout outs to my guy. Let's kick off on this Good Friday. Talk some ish about the dumpster fire team we love. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. That's for damn sure. Jarius Baring. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing your name, man. Right? So bash me in the comments if I'm not. I'm terrible with names. And if you told me once, you'd have to tell me 3 other times. So, but to your question, as of right now, no. He's been in full participation all week, but I'm pretty sure that there is a time limit when it comes to activating players for the game. And I think it was on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I think they had to activate him by Wednesday. I had to activate him by Wednesday, so yeah, I don't think that he's playing. We're gonna pull up the injury report though. I don't think he's playing. What up, Panther Nation? What's up, Malcolm? Justice, just because of your profile picture, justice. Reese's is top tier Halloween, no debate. That's my favorite, Dixon, for sure. And also, my favorite Halloween movie actually is Halloween. Michael Myers, my favorite character. He doesn't say shit. He gets to look at titties, and then he kills them. Just kidding. But Michael Myers is my favorite. But there's always some like naked bitch in the damn thing. So, thanks to that, Michael. Hey Clay, do you play college football 25? Yeah, I do. I play actually a good amount of it. I have been working on my coastal team. I've been working on my South Carolina team, Penn State team. I have 3 teams that I work on right now in there, and then of course my own career mode. But And then I play a little bit online against people. And then I've been playing some of the new Madden. I just feel like Madden's gone downhill, ladies and gentlemen. So, but yeah, I played college football 25. Reese's Cup, the GOAT, of course, when it comes to Halloween candy. Favorite horror, Shining or Friday the 13th flicks? Okay. All right. Solid picks so far. Solid picks. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Favorite candy, favorite Halloween. Kendall with the 199 donation. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's hit you with that. Yeah, let's hit you with that since it was Halloween yesterday. Shout out to Kendall with that $2 donation. I don't know why they do 199. Just make it. I hate 199. It's like an OCD thing. Like just make it $1 or make it $2. I don't know. OCD. Maybe it's just me. Whatever. All right. Enough of the chit chat. Enough of the chit chat. Saints are on my fantasy defense. I don't blame you, Matt Chatter. I don't blame you. Let's get the tail of the tape up. Let's see if I can pull this up. Is Brooks playing? No. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Brooks. All right, if you're coming in here, you're just joining. Jonathan Brooks has been full participation this week. He is not playing. As of right now, I have not heard that he is playing. All right. All right. I don't, it doesn't sound like he's playing. It doesn't sound like Thielen's playing, and it doesn't sound like DJ Wanham's playing either. Which sucks, man. I really think if we could get some of these guys back, this team would be a lot more competitive. I'm not saying we would win games and we're going to win any more games with some of these guys back, but I think we could definitely be a little bit more competitive with some guys coming back. Let's see if I can pull this up, the statistics. Let's see here. Let's see. No, stats, team stats. 2024. You need your starters and everyone else in this league. Yep, you do. Let's see what we got here. We might have something here. Let's see. Not really much stats though. Might have to pull it up on something else. I wish this team could be competitive instead of getting destroyed every week. Well, here's the thing. I think this is a interesting matchup. All right. So first things first, I'm not expecting this team to win. All right. Let's get that. Let's just get that fairly straight right now. All right. Let's just get that straight. I'm not expecting them to win this game. Okay. If we look at this from a statistic standpoint, I don't know, man. Like this team, both of these teams aren't very good. New Orleans has lost 6 games straight. We've lost 5 games straight. And I feel like I also feel the way Dixon does at this point. I don't really care about wins anymore. Like if we can just be competitive enough, that would be nice. And I don't think that is asking for much. And that's the way I feel. I honestly want to keep the number 1 overall pick, but I also don't want to be that guy to say, well, let's tank the season. I've never been a guy that just says, let's give up. Right. Because I feel like if you give up, you're tanking. And I think that means the same thing, vice versa. Tanking means giving up. I want this team to show some fight. I want to see that Dave Canales hasn't lost this locker room. That's for sure. All right. But they have a banged up team. And it's going to be interesting on how this goes. Let's look at the New Orleans Saints statistically here for a second. And I'm going to pull them up. I saw that, Marcos. I saw that. I saw that earlier today. If you already discussed this, I have not. We will. We will discuss that. Um. So this is. Let me increase this. Can y'all see that? Let's see. Yeah. Let's do this as a team. So this is them as a team, as a whole. All right. So the Saints are just as bad since their first 2 games, and they've been on a downhill spiral ever since. Malcolm. God dang. Sorry. But here is some news. Brady Christensen to start at left tackle and Cade Mays to start at center. This is where we've become now because of Ike Ekwano's hurt. And now we have to start Cade Mays under center. That's a big issue. The New Orleans Saints front line might end up cooking us. They might end up cooking us for this one. And because I do not see Cade Mays doing anything to help benefit this team ever since he's gotten here. I also want the number 2, but the heartless play of this team is disgusting, which Adam Trautman looked like Gronk last week. I'm still posed by that this team has no heart, no passion. It's starting to look that way. Our focus needs to be evaluating our young guys, go from there this offseason. I do wonder if Dave would keep Bryce if he plays well this weekend. I don't know if Dave Canales wants Bryce. That's the biggest issue, man. That's the biggest issue. I just like when I watched this guy's press conferences, when Andy Dalton was playing, he was like, my focus is on Andy Dalton and the Denver Broncos. Right. And that was before they named Bryce the starter. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to say that this is going to be. I agree with you, Kendall. We definitely need to obviously evaluate our young guys, and I think we will. And I think that's what we're basically doing at this point. But I don't know. I don't know if he's going to keep Bryce. I don't know if he sees it in that guy. I think we'll know based off this draft. We really won't know, Kendall. I think about the Bryce Young ordeal, if Dave Canales wants him or not, based off the what happens in the 2025 draft. Like if they don't go for a quarterback in this draft, that tells me that they're going to wait till next year to draft their quarterback. Or they're going to go after, or maybe they go after some free agent. I don't know. Or maybe they, or they draft a quarterback and then that just tells you everything you need to know about the whole Bryce Young ordeal. Right? And it also depends how the rest of the year goes. That's why I want to do mock drafts, but I feel like it's also too early to tell. I'm already scouting talent for you guys. I've already got some draft board. I already got my quarterbacks done. I've got my my edge rushers done, at least my top 10. I got my top 10 defensive linemen done. I've got my top 10 linebackers done. I think what else do I got? I got my top 10. I got my top 10 defensive ends, D-line linebackers, and corners. So I've got all my draft boards ready to go, and that at least top 10. Yeah, they're gonna blitz. They are gonna stack the box, and they're gonna blitz 5 or 6 to get on Bryce's nerves. The Saints defense and Dennis Allen knows how to scheme up to get these guys. like get his defense after Bryce. And as soon as they're able to do that and they disrupt him, the game's over. You've already crushed the kid's confidence. And the Saints have done a very good job of that. We saw that in the first game. So I agree there, Dixon. I'll put myself in debt to get Icky out of Carolina. I'm not concerned about left tackle. No, but I'm concerned about the center. I think Brady Christensen probably will be fine at left tackle. I'm more concerned about Kate Mays at center. I don't think Dave believes in him either. Yeah, it does speak volumes when you hear him. Yep. Trade back seems like the best case scenario. Yeah, I mean, trading the first round pick to get more draft picks. I mean, I guarantee you the New York Giants, there's going to be at least 3 teams that are going to want that number 1 overall pick. And I guarantee you it's going to be the New York Giants, the Las Vegas Raiders, or 2 of them, because the Giants don't believe in Daniel Jones. So they're going to want to get one of the quarterbacks in this draft, I think. I also think that the Raiders are going to want to go after their guy in this draft as well. And I'm trying to think of another team. Maybe Miami. Maybe they move on from Tua. I don't know. But I know at least 2 for sure. I think the Giants and I would say the Giants and the Raiders for sure are going to be looking to trade up in this draft. To get that quarterback of who they want, right? The quarterback of the future for them. And I know for those teams for sure are going to be looking. So who knows? Maybe the New Orleans Saints. I mean, they could be a team that also, I mean, they got Spencer Rattler last year, but do they believe that this guy's the future? I mean, I know they don't believe in Derek Carr. So, I mean, they might be looking to get another quarterback. Who knows? Like, the draft's going to be interesting this year. I know that at least 3 of the top 5 quarterbacks probably are going to go in the first round. At least. I don't think Dave clearly believes in himself, to be honest. Hence my hope. I hope he'd let his OC play more of a role. Otherwise, get another OC. My advice. I don't disagree with you there, Kristen Butler. The problem is we need a QB also. Yeah, and we also need like 22 other things. You know what I mean, Eric? So, all right, let's get right into this. Let's get into the New Orleans Saints. Let's go to this is their team stats. As you can see, points per game, they're 23 to 21 opponents. They're allowing 25.8, so they're getting outscored by their opponents. First downs. To opponents' first down, they're allowing more first downs than themselves. Obviously, let's see. First down penalties, they've got 14. Third down efficiency, they're at a 38%. Fourth down efficiency, they're at 54. Let's see here. They're definitely more of a running offense with Alvin Kamara. But then let's go over to the team stats. Let's go over to the player stats, I mean. Obviously, you got Derek Carr as the leader. You got Paulson Adebo, who's out for the year. You got Chris Olave. You got Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr. I don't know what the injury report is on Alvin Kamara yet. I don't know if he's playing. They still got Jamal Williams. I think Taysom Hill's coming back. I think pretty sure Rashid Shaheed's out for the year, right? Foster Muro back in the other game. Obviously cooked us. Looks like Bub Means is a guy that's kind of stepped up. But here's the thing. Like, this Saints team isn't that same Saints team that put 47 points up on us. Okay? Like, they've crumbled since that. Again, they've crumbled since that flashy start. They were hot, 2-0. I thought they were a team that looked like they could seriously be contenders for the NFC South, also a playoff contender. And after those first 2 games, and then after that, they've gone on a 6 losing streak, and they've only averaging 15.7 points per game. So if the math ain't adding up, They're averaging like 15.7 points per game in the last 6 games. So that's a 30-point nosedive in offensive production since the beginning, since the end of week 2. All right, now we're coming into our house, beat up, crumbled up. I'm not saying that we're going to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you how it is. Like, I don't, this Saints team doesn't scare me. Do I think that we're going to win? You're going to have to stick around to find out. But I will say this. New Orleans quarterback situation has been tricky. They went from Derek Carr, or started out with Derek Carr, went back to Spencer Rattler. Obviously, that was due to Derek Carr having that oblique injury. But they tried their luck with Rattler. Rattler's numbers, not that impressive, as you can see. 59 for 99 attempts, 59.6 for completion percentage, over 571 yards. 5.8 average, only averaging 90.3 yards per game. Derek Carr was not averaging much better, but a better completion percentage, more yardage, more average, more touchdowns, more interceptions. But also Spencer Rattler also got sacked 14 times to 5 and a rating of 70.7. So, and Jake Haener wasn't much better either. So, he's only completing under, but Rattler's only completing under 60%. So of his passes, that's one measly touchdown and 2 interceptions over 3 games. It's not very good. Obviously he's making his way back. Obviously Dennis Allen is looking to get this team back on track, right? This is a get right. This is actually a get right game for the Saints. All right. Because if I think obviously Derek Carr suiting up, it's worth remembering that he obviously did light us up in that last game, but he only had 19 throws for he had 19 completions for 23 attempts, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. But let's not pretend he's invisible, okay? He's just as capable of throwing picks and playing the role of a statue in the pocket as he is of torching a secondary. Alvin Kamara, that's where the problem lies for us. Okay? That's who I'm looking at, who is going to literally, who we have to stop. Regardless of who's under center, this offense, clear focal point of their offense is Alvin Kamara. Okay? He's basically their entire offense in their entire rushing game because he's the only one who's obviously putting up yards out of 121 carries over the 4 times what the Saints' next best rusher is, which is Jamal Williams, has managed. Now, Kamara's basically playing offense on hard mode, but his versatility keeps our defense sweating every single time we play them. You have to stack the box. But the thing is he always finds ways to get outside and burn us as a receiver. And he leads the team, which is funny. He leads this team, ladies and gentlemen, in catches. He's got 40 grabs for over 307 yards and 7 touchdowns. That's all Alvin Kamara. The last time these teams met, this guy racked up 110 yards and a rushing touchdown against us. So let's be clear. If the Panthers want to stand a chance, we have to stop the run game. And we'll dive more into that, what I expect out of our defense. But that's just a little insight. We're getting to know the Saints right now. Other weapons on offense. That's the issue right now. They've had so many injuries. Kamara's definitely the workhorse on the Saints offense. Chris Olave is obviously their top receiver. Rashid Shaheed's out for the season, like I said. Let's be real though. This Saints offense is not exactly a powerhouse right now, though. They've got offensive line issues too. They've got injury issues too. So if the Panthers defense can lock down that run game, apply a little pressure in the secondary, they can throw this New Orleans offense into some disarray. But they've got to do that and game plan like that, right? Everyone's got to make the correct adjustments. He's got to have the right answers to the problems, which he hasn't lately, right? We lost the time of possession battle the last time we played the New Orleans Saints. So meaning our offense just couldn't stay on the field. So if Carolina wants to win this game on offense, they need to chew up the clock, which we'll dive more into that too. But you got to keep Kamara and the rest of this team off the field. That's half of the battle won right there. But I'm not sleeping on this Saints defense. I still think their defense is still good. If we go down and look at their defense here, let's see here. Defensively, you got Paulson Adebo, but he's out for the year. But still, you got Demario Davis, Alante Taylor, Tyrann Mathieu, Jordan Howden, Peter Warren, Marshawn Lattimore, Carl Granderson, Chase Young, Willie Gay, Jonathan Abram, Kool-Aid McKinstry. I mean, they got some guys, man. Like, it's not like there's still some slouch team on defense. Like, you know, they've got flashes of talent on that defense for sure. And I still think their defense is better than what they've shown. Their offense just can't stay on the field. And we all know about when your offense can't stay on the field, they look very bad, right? When your offense can stay on the field longer than 2 minutes, it gives your defense a lot of time to rest and also gives your defense a better chance to go out there and make a play. But this unit has racked up over 18 sacks, 10 interceptions. They've allowed 7 passing touchdowns all season. They can bring the heat. Like, if this Panthers offense and Bryce Young doesn't come prepared to deal with some serious pressure, they're in a rude awakening. I don't think Bryce Young has yet beaten the Saints. I think we got swept by them last year, if I'm not mistaken. So the bottom line is that this Saints team may be hurt, may be crippled. The offense isn't as powerful as it was the first 2 weeks, but that doesn't mean that they ain't going to show up ready to fight. All right. I know my boy TJ over there at the State of the Saints podcast on the NFC South Roundtable was saying that we're going to win this game. And he hopes we win this game, ladies and gentlemen. He's actually hoping that we win this game because he wants them to fire Dennis Allen. He wants the Saints to fire Dennis Allen, right? And he wants to prove Loomis over there that he is, not the answer. So, but do I think we have a shot here? I think we do, but it's going to require shutting down Alvin Kamara. It's going to require keeping the Saints defense off their game and throw a few punches of our own, right? But let's get into our offense real quick. So let's go over to us here. Let's look at us as a team as a whole. So it's funny that we said, how many points did I say that? Let's see. So the Saints, as of right now, they're averaging on offense 15.7 points per game. We're averaging 15.5 points per game, and we're allowing opponents 33.9 points per game. So when do we sit here and, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, now we might be going to a whole different rabbit hole. But when do we sit here and start saying, okay, maybe we might have more of an issue than just personnel? I'm just saying, when does that change? When do we start saying that? Should we do a mock draft today, ladies and gentlemen? I'm thinking about it. All right, let's get into this offense though, man. Let's get into this offense a little bit more. So, and I wish they would just take Deontay Johnson off of us, but it's not. It can't because it's a statistic. So, what does our offense need to do? Okay. We know Bryce Young is suiting up. Okay. Bryce Young is suiting up for this game once again, and we have to brace ourselves to see which version of him shows up. Andy Dalton is apparently healthy, but this coaching staff seems hell-bent on letting Young keep taking the reins. And this is just sink or swim time for Bryce Young. It's sink or swim for Bryce Young. Last week, he managed 224 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Broncos, one of the better defenses in the NFL. But let's not pretend that half of that shit was garbage time, okay? That it didn't help, had those numbers. But still, to his credit, he managed to make it the second most yards Denver's defense has coughed up all season. Now, the Saints defense is no Denver. These guys have started the season. They look, like I said, they started looking like juggernauts. I still think they're well equipped, but the wheels have come off a little bit there. All right. Injuries have thrown them into chaos when we're just looking at them. And here's a fun stat about New Orleans defensive DVOA. It's 22nd in the NFL. Their defensive DVOA 22nd in the NFL, and they're allowing at least 26 points in the last 5 games. All right, in the last 5 games. I'm going to put this in the chat. So that right there is in the last 5 games. Right there, what I just posted up in the chat. All right, so their defense is not on a hot streak anymore. It's kind of cooling off. And one of those games was that massacre against the Buccaneers where they got slapped with that 50 burger. Their defense is a shadow of its early season self. They might be down a star with cornerback. Marshawn Lattimore might potentially be out with a hamstring injury. They've already got Paulson Adebo out for the year. So are the Panthers good enough to automatically capitalize on this Saints crumbling defense? I would say no, or not right now, because nothing's easy for this team, for Carolina this year. But compared to the punishment Young's faced from other defenses, this matchup is at least less hard, I would say. But here are my steps for this offense. So Bryce Young, let's start off with Bryce Young. Bryce Young has to protect the damn ball. If you look at Bryce Young, you're looking at Bryce Young right now. Okay? I mean, look at those numbers. It's tough. It's tough. All right. But Bryce Young has done one thing halfway decent as a rookie. He's been protecting the football. Halfway. Or at least he used to be good at it. But last year he threw only 10 picks on 527 pass attempts. But things have spiraled in year 2. He's thrown 5 picks in just 3 games this season. And let's be blunt here. Every time he tries to air it out, it feels like there's a 50-50 chance shot, and it's going to land in a defender's hands. Most of his attempts are these short, cautious throws, whether that's the play calling by Dave Canales being very conservative or whatever the case may be. But the second he tries to sling it downfield, boom, it's an interception. It seems like every time it falls into the opposite safety's hands, right? The opposing team safety's hands. This offense doesn't have the firepower to be giving the ball away, and the defense is in no shape to bail him out when it happens. So one thing for Bryce Young, job on Sunday, is to keep those damn throws aimed at his own teammates. No excuses. Take care of the football. All right. Next up, Chuba Hubbard. You got to pound the rock with this guy, man. He's averaging 5 yards a carry, 3 touchdowns. He's 6th in the NFL for yards, 593, and he's got the 11 most attempts. All right, this Saints defense, again, when we broke it down, has been all over the place against the run recently. They've had a couple of decent games, but when they collapse, they really collapse, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bucs and Broncos both ran all over them, averaging over 6 yards per carry. The Bucs specifically tore them up for nearly 8 yards a carry. For a Panther team that's actually been solid on the ground, this is as good as it gets. All right, this is a green light moment for Chuba Hubbard, and this is one of the best ones that he's going to get. Let him eat. All right, run the damn ball. I'm going to get a shirt made for that. Chuba Hubbard's ready to take advantage, and there's a talk of Jonathan Brooks. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he's not playing on Sunday. All right, I'd rather just wait it out at this point. He's been a full participant at practice this week, but I think they want to. Again, I'd rather slowly get this guy out there. Okay. But if he's as good as he looks and as I scouted him to be, I think this guy's breakout moment's going to be coming here soon. All right. Next up, we got to get into the red zone, man. We have to get in the red zone. We go look at this team in the red zone efficiency. Let's see if we can find it. I don't know if we'll be able to find it. Rushing touchdowns, we got 5. Passing touchdowns, we got 9. All right. Either way, we have to get in the end zone. It does not matter. This Saints defense has been very bad in the red zone recently. They are ranked 4th and worst in the league in the red zone. Ranked 4th and worst in the league in the red zone defense over the past few weeks. So, and guess what? The Panthers somehow, against all odds, been halfway decent in the red zone offense, right? Scoring points is like pulling teeth for this team, though. So every time they get close, they need to punch it in. And no field goals, no second chances. You got to get in the red zone and finish the job. They need all the touchdowns they can get. Now, defense. Again, Carolina Panthers defense has got some of its big names. We got some guys back just in time, okay? So a win would feel like a miracle right now. Stranger things have happened. But last time these teams, again, we know the last time these teams, we squared off in New Orleans, they put 47 on us. Then they went over to the Cowboys, and then they put 44 on them. Again, this Saints offense has been a mess ever since, like we broke it down earlier, and they're only breaking 20 points twice in all those losses. So, again, is this a very winnable game? We'll see. But they've got to make them. We have to get turnovers. This defense has to get turnovers. When we go look at the defense, with these guys like Shy Tuttle stepped up last week. You know, A'Shawn Robinson stepped up last week. Trevor Walls, Josie Jewell, having those guys back has been better. So, yes, the Panthers were straight up beat by the Broncos last week. I get it. All right, tough score, 28-14. It doesn't quite tell the whole story, though. Like, the only reason it wasn't a full embarrassment was because that we got a couple lucky turnovers, which actually led to our first score, right? So you putting Carolina in the lead for the first time in what feels like a century. New Orleans rolls into this game with Derek Carr, who's making his comeback coming off the oblique injury. You got Alvin Kamara is banged up, ladies and gentlemen. He's probably going to play, but he's banged up. And this offensive line is also without their center, Eric McCoy. So they're again, offensively, they're looking shaky, but again, Carolina is Carolina, right? We know who they are. But if Carolina can keep those turnovers coming, get some lucky ones like they did and like against the Broncos, they can keep this game close enough to matter. And that's a big if, and it depends on this defense showing up with some fight. Next up, J.C. Horn versus Chris Olave, man. J.C. Horn versus Chris Olave. All right. Flashback to week 1. Rashid Shaheed tore this Panthers secondary up. All right. A brutal touchdown right over J.C. Horn head. That wasn't his fault, though. That was definitely blown coverage. He was expecting Jordan Fuller to go with Shaheed, and he didn't. Basically, that set the stage for that blowout. Carolina followed that up with a Bryce Young interception, and the Saints didn't just stomp the gas on us going up 10-0. And we were just confused at that point. Now, Shaheed's out for the year. Chris Olave barely made a blimp with just 2 catches for 11 yards. Thanks to Horn shadowing him on a few key plays. J.C. Horn has to stay on Chris Olave this whole game. All right. He has to stay on him this whole game. I do not want to see J.C. Horn on just one side of the field, Ejiro Evero. Continue to transition him back and forth with Chris Olave. All right. But good. Here's the thing. Carolina is going to be leaning on a zone-heavy defense. That's what they're going to be leaning on because it doesn't exactly and that's the thing, it doesn't exactly let Horn to stick on Olave the whole time. That's what Ejiro Evero runs. Now, if Horn can step up, make some big plays, maybe Olave stays quiet again. Otherwise, the Saints are going to exploit any holes on guys like Mike Jack and Child Smith-Wade that we've seen. And it's happened multiple times. Bo Nix did it to us. But then if Alvin Kamara is ready to go, I think the biggest thing that Carolina needs to do is stop the run game, or at least try. I know that this team has not been very good against the run. If we go look at our run, so we go look at rushing yards. This team is allowing, we're bleeding out, ladies and gentlemen. We're allowing 4.5 rushing yards per attempt. And we're allowing, based off our opponents, 154.6 yards per game on the ground. Last week was a rare bright spot as they held the Broncos to just 102 yards total and a mere 3.2 yards per carry. That's about as good as it gets. All right. But the Saints know our weak spot. And you can bet that they're going to pound away at it with Kamara, Jamal Williams, Taysom Hill, which sounds like he's going to be back, or literally anyone who's standing back there. They obliterated us on the ground week 1. And it's like they'll use the same smash mouth approach again if the Panthers can't keep New Orleans closer to last week's 102-yard showing than the disaster from week 1, and they're toast, right? So that's a big if when you're averaging that much, and we've allowed 14 rushing touchdowns this season, and we've allowed over 1,200 yards on the ground this season, and we're supposed to be a great run defense the way that we brought these guys in that were Ejiro Evero's, but look how that's worked out. Just saying, ladies and gentlemen, we got to start having a talk. We got to start thinking about Ejiro Evero. It might be time. I wouldn't be surprised if they got to let this guy go. We gotta let this guy go. Yeah, 154 yards a game. I missed some comments. I'm going to get to some of these comments here. The only shot we had to win was if Rattler played. Yeah, 154.6 yards per game, ladies and gentlemen. Wild to say this, but I think Bryce cooks this week. Wow, 0 to hero. That's a big take. Yeah, that's a huge take. That's a huge take. Guys, we got 27 votes, only 19 likes. Make sure you do me a favor, smash that like button. All right, smash it. I will greatly appreciate it. It goes a long way. So do me a favor, smash that like button on your way in or on your way out. All right, I greatly appreciate it. All right, I'm getting to some comments and then I'll do my final prediction. I had the lowest expectation on this team winning any games with Bryce, to be honest. He just hasn't shown me anything in being a number 1 draft pick. I agree, Dixon. He's not good at throwing up the middle. Now he ends up somehow throwing it to the opposite team every single time. He makes okay throws occasionally, and then he's just never consistent, turns the ball over way too much to win games. Yep. Anyone else see CJ struggling without stars? Even if we drafted him, who knows? We'd probably still be in the same position. I don't know, man. It's one game, 0 to hero. I get that CJ. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, people want to say some crazy ass shit, and I'm not saying you 0 to hero. There was someone on Twitter that made a worse comment than what you said, basically about CJ Stroud. But what I got to say about CJ Stroud last night, give it 17 more games. If he does that for 17 more games, then we can have the conversation of the Bryce Young ordeal. We can have the same conversation of the Bryce Young ordeal, but it's one game. I can't say that the CJ Stroud would have done the same thing here without stars like there in Houston. Again, I would have to say you give it 17 more games. But there were some people on Twitter that just say some blasphemy shit. Or it's just clickbait shit so they can get people wound up. You know what I mean? I was watching Cam Newton highlights earlier. I'm sad. You got to stop doing that to yourself. Bro, they need to put a statue of Cam up. I'm sure they will, Dixon. I guarantee you they will at some point. CJ or JC doesn't match players in Evero's scheme. He runs zone. They can run it every play, and he couldn't stop it. I mean, and that's the thing. JC Horn looks good, man. He looks good. You go look at his PFF grades. You go look at his efficiency. You look at his coverage efficiency. He's top 5 in the NFL right now. I'm done with Ever. Honestly, I am too. I'm not saying CJ. I know, but there was a comment out there. I'm not going to mention the creator's name, or the podcast name. It's actually a podcast or whatever you want to call it. That just put out there some blasphemy shit. It was one game. Again, if CJ Stroud does that from here on out and on to next year, then we can have a talk. Then we can have a talk. But I don't see that being the case. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Final predictions of this game. Let me back this thing up real quick. Final score predictions for this game. I'm going to say this. Here's the thing. and I'm just going to reiterate what I said earlier. J.C. Horn versus Chris Olave. This is a redemption story for J.C. Horn, who got burned against Shaheed back in week 1. So with Shaheed out, Horn might have a chance to actually shut down Olave, take away one of Carr's top options. Again, Panthers ground game versus the Saint run defense. Carolina's run game has been our saving grace, and the Saints have been inconsistent at stopping the run. So if we can lean on Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders, they could chew up that clock, keep Saints offense off the field. That's a big if. Bryce Young versus himself. That's literally no joke. It's literally Bryce Young versus himself. The biggest obstacle for this Panthers offense, again, might be just their own quarterback. So, again, Young has thrown 5 interceptions in 3 games. It seems to throw to defenders as much as his own team when he airs it out. If he can keep the ball safe and secure, make the right decisions, he won't self-destruct before halftime. It's hard. Here's the thing for my final prediction. It's hard to get excited about either of these teams putting on a show. But there's something a bit worse about the way the Saints have fallen apart over the last 6 weeks. It feels like the Panthers have slightly more to prove, in my opinion, especially with the fact that Young is still fighting to earn his first real signature win. Carolina's defense has shown some scrappiness lately. And if they can bottle up Kamara, put pressure on Carr, obviously they have a chance to make this thing ugly for New Orleans. The kicker is the Saints defense is still on a downward slide, while our defense, despite all their issues, I felt like we actually kind of, even though I don't believe in Evero, but I felt like some of the players on our defense did show some effort and some spine against the Denver Broncos. So both offenses are shaky, and it could come down to which team screws up the least. And if Young can avoid those bad decisions, one interception every few throws strategy, we could squeak this one out. I think this is going to be an absolute slugfest of mistakes, drop passes, stall drives. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm going out on a limb. I'm going to take, I know I said it on the NFC South that I'm not taking the New Orleans Saints or the Carolina Panthers. I think Carolina barely ekes this one out. I think we get our second win of the season here. And I'm going to say 20-17. I'm going to back off what I said on the NFC South roundtable. I'm going to back off, and I'm going to say 2017 win over the Saints. 2017. It's not going to be pretty. I expect penalties, turnovers, and frustration from both sidelines. I just think at the end of the day, this defense, we're getting guys back, should be able to do enough to slow down a weakened Saints offense, give Young and the Panthers offense a chance to shape together points needed for a win. All right. Prepare for a game. I guess it's going to be painful to watch, but it could give us at least one reason to celebrate this miserable season. I'm going off a limb. I'm going to say 2017 because I'm going off a limb. I'm going off a limb. But I didn't pick them to win on the NFC South roundtable, and I'm backing off my word. I'm going off a limb. I'll take the Panthers in this one. I haven't picked them really all season. I really haven't picked them all season, especially even on my show and on the NFC South roundtable. I'm going to go off a limb here and say this is one game that I'm going to pick them to win. So it's really not that big a bold of prediction for myself. Bold strategy, Cotton, I know. Is that really bold for me? Because I haven't really picked them all season. I'm going to go off a limb and say Carolina gets a win here. All right. Should we do a mock draft? You ready for a mock draft? Guess we'll do a mock draft. But hey, I broke it down. Offense, defense, gave you all the numbers for the Saints. Broke their offensive defense down. Broke down the Panthers' offensive defense. Gave you key matchups, keys to victory, whatever you want to call it, or keys to not get embarrassed is more like it instead of keys to victory. And then final score prediction. I finally took the Carolina Panthers. I think this is one game they can win. This is one game that they can like on this schedule. This is a game that they can actually win. I didn't pick them to win in the NFC South roundtable, but I'm going to pick them to win here. I backed off my word. And I'm going to let those guys know that I decided that I had a change of heart. And I'm going to pick the Panthers to win this game this Sunday. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Mock draft with the thought that Evero will not be the DC. Oh, I'm mock drafting the way I want. I want to mock draft. I'm gonna mock draft the way that I would like to, pick this team. That makes sense. All right. Well, we're using PFF. That's for damn sure. Give me a second. Let's see here. And I'm gonna break some of these guys down if I know them well enough. That might be too big. All right, so 5 rounds, edit order, no. Let's go like that. I think I always move this down 1, and I always move this one down less, and I always move this one down 1. I always move 1 back. I feel like that's the most realistic I've ever seen it. All right. Okay, first pick. We'll start the draft. All right. So they got Travis Hunter listed as a wide receiver, and they don't have him listed as a corner, which is interesting. All right, so trade. We got some trades here. We got New England at number 3. New York Jets. They got the 4th pick. Jaguars 5. Las Vegas, Cleveland, Miami. I'm just trying to think. Do any of these teams need a quarterback of the future? The Seahawks might need him unless they believe in Sam Howell as a future. These are all teams that are interested. Tennessee Titans aren't interested. None of these people are interested. You got the Kansas City, Detroit, Washington's got their guy, Green Bay, Buffalo, they got their guy. Minnesota's got their guy. Eagles got their guy. Baltimore Ravens, they've got their guy. Denver Broncos got their guy. So the only team I'm looking on here is that the 2 teams, maybe Cleveland goes after a quarterback in this draft. I mean, maybe Cleveland does. I mean, chat, do we trade back? Do we trade back? Or we're just having fun with this. So do we trade back or do we take the first overall pick? And we go with, obviously, we would go with Mason Graham. For me, I would go with Mason Graham. Because this guy is an absolute stud. I mean, this guy is absolute stud. Take Hunter. Crazy. Crazy work. I'll tell you this. Travis Hunter is an interesting prospect. He's a very interesting prospect. The reason why I say he's a very interesting prospect is because here's the thing. When you look at Travis, here's the thing about Travis Hunter. He is every scout's dream. But he's also a bit of a nightmare too. And here's why I say that. He's that kind of talent that you don't pass up on, right? But he's lean build, his tendency to grab and coverage, like that's in the corner. Maybe liabilities against NFL competitions. He's got superstar potential as a shutdown corner, but he's also got potential as a playmaking receiver, or both. I don't know what he plans on doing when he goes to the NFL. But I think any team that snags this guy has to decide where to let him shine. And I think, honestly, wherever he ends up, I think he's set to redefine what an NFL talent looks like. Like this guy, I think is going to turn heads and piss off a lot of opposing players in the NFL. And it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out for him. But I do like Mason Graham. All right. I've already decided I'm gonna trade back. And I'm gonna trade with someone that makes sense. All right, a team that's probably going to be going for a quarterback in this draft. If I'm trading back for a team that wants to get their guy. The Jets don't want a guy. The Patriots want they are looking to get a tackle or a guard. That's their top priority. Does Tennessee? They're at number 2 right now. They're probably going to go after a quarterback. Maybe not. Maybe they go for a wide receiver, tackle, whatever the case may be there. I'm going to probably either take let's see what I can get from the Vegas. I've done a New York trade. I've already done a Vegas trade and posted that up. Maybe we do New York. So we go 7. We could go first and a second, and then a future first and a third. Or I could get a 4th or a future 4th. I don't want Will Levis on this team, Jarius. I don't. How many picks? Let me see how many picks. Let me see. Chicago Bears. Trying to see what's a realistic trade. Trying to see what's a realistic trade. So they would have to give me see, they would have to give me this unless they were going to give me a player. Something like that. Unless they were going to give me a player. I'm going to offer this trade. I mean, I think it seems realistic because the Bears, if you go back and watch the Bears gave us their number 9th pick, their 6th, or no, we each gave them our number 9th pick, the 61st overall pick, a first round pick in 2024, and a second round pick in 2025. So maybe we do something like that, but we get an extra pick in the 4th round because they didn't give us a player swap. So something like that where we get their first at 7th. We get their 71st pick overall, right? A first round pick in 2024. So something like this, I think, would be reasonable. Yeah, but I don't know if, but that's not realistic, Dixon. That's the thing. I feel like this is more realistic. You're going to be able to get a future seventh, or I mean, not a future. You get a future first, right? You get a future second round pick the next year after that, and then you already get a first round pick and a third round pick, and a fourth. It's not high. I mean, we gave up a future first. We gave up a future first to the Bears to get the number 1 overall pick. And look how that turned out. I think this is very fair. I think that's very fair. I'm going to rock with that. I think this is a very fair trade. This is kind of similar almost to what the Bears did with us. Besides, without DJ Moore. All right, so let's see what's already off the board. So they already took Jalen Milroe, who I like. I mean, I'm not high on Jalen Milroe. Travis Hunter, okay. So they went Travis Hunter. So then you've got McMillan off the board. Mason Graham. See, that's the thing, Dixon. When you commented on my mock draft, see how fast Mason Graham goes off the board. Mason Graham comes off the board at least at number 4. He's going to go to the Jets every single time. So at least from PFF standpoint, every single time I've done one, Mason Graham comes off the board at number 4. Every single time. It never fails. Will Johnson, and then you got Kenneth Grant. And I was able to get Kenneth Grant at least. So now we've got to go. Let's see what our top edge rushers are. Well, we'll see. I mean, I don't know if how do you know that the Jets won't draft that low? We don't know that yet. But this is true. Yeah, we don't. They might not. We don't know that yet. They could end up going on a winning streak. Then good for them. So the edge rushers we got Nick Scruton, which I could tell you all about this cat, man. Nick Scorton. Nick Scorton, I think it's Scourton or Scorton. Based off my evaluation, at least what I've seen from this kid, he's definitely a top 4, top 5 edge rusher. I don't think he's as high as PFF has him. Like, I think Jack Sawyer's better than him. I think Princely Umanamian is better than him. I think also James Pierce Jr. is better than Nick, but that's just me. I'm not opposed to taking him. The guy's got violent hands. He's got straight line speed, high motor. He's got a speed to power conversion, coverage skills. He's pretty good, actually, coverage skills. Edge setting, very good, very efficient. When it comes to finishing plays, he's got very good closing speed. Versatile pass rush moves, so very good in those regard. He's a high upside edge rusher, right? Like, he's got a relentless motor, skills to wreak havoc in any backfield. I do like him. So it'd be, and I like Abdul Carter as well. Mikael Williams, I do like as well. Jack Sawyer, to me, is higher than most of these guys. I like Nick. I have Nick in my top 5, but I would take, based off of my board, I would take, at least from what I was seeing, I like Jack Sawyer better than him. I also like the kid I also like the Ole Miss kid better than him. I also like James Pierce Jr. over him as well. I think that's it. Those are all. I only have 3 guys in front of him based off my board. So we want to go in. I guess we could go in Nick. Let me see what linebackers we got available. What linebackers we got? Yeah, I'm not taking Dan Stutzman there. Don't need a tag. Corner. Benjamin Morrison's there. Siobhan Revel. This guy, let me tell you something about this guy real quick if you don't know. Let me tell you something about this guy right here. Okay. You want to talk about a fast motherfucker? This dude is fast as shit. Guy runs a 4.28. Guy runs a 4.28. Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. He's 6'3". Now he has elite 4.4 speed, but he has been clocked before at a 4.28 at a 6'3 frame. Don't sleep on Siobhan Revel out of East Carolina. Just going to tell you that right now. Just don't sleep on him. All right, we need edge help, though. And so I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, he's got Tate Dixon. The tape I've got, I can't share it because it's got ESPN or, whatever. I can't find. It's not like I can find tape like with NFL Plus. I need to find something that I can get more tape on these guys from without like without copyright. So, or do we take Cam Ward? Cam Ward's right there. Y'all want Cam Ward at number 7th overall pick? I know a lot of people would take him. I'm probably gonna take. I like Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is one of my favorite players in this draft. Actually, I would not be mad if we took Abdul Carter over Nick, but I'm gonna take Nick for the sake of this mock draft. All right, so far. So let's see who's off the board here. All right, so who's off the board now? So Malachi Starks went off to the Browns. Will Campbell to the Dolphins. Cam, see? Told you. Cam Ward to the Giants. I'm telling, dude, the Giants are going to take their quarterback, man, of the future. And the Raiders took theirs. Luther Burden to the Bengals. That's kind of filthy. Ashton Jeanty. I don't know if that, or Genetti. I don't remember how to pronounce his last name. Guy's a stud, though. Isaiah Bond, Kelvin Banks Jr., Benjamin Morrison, good. Okay. LT Overton, all right. Kevin Winston, Emeka Abuka, Abdullah Carter. I love that pick. Mikael Williams, I like him as well. Very high on him. Danny Stutzman, that makes sense. They went with the Stanford wide receiver who's nasty. Vikings took my boy, Siobhan Revel. Damn. Jahad Campbell. Jack Sawyer. Okay. They took all right, Deion Walker. Josh Simmons. Okay, Denzel Burke. So damn. They got Shedeur Sanders in this draft. Somehow, Shedeur Sanders fell to the 2nd round, and the Tennessee Titans took him. I don't know if Deion will allow that, and I don't know if that would actually happen, but God dang. The Jets, can you stop taking my guys, man? Dante Corleone. Fuck. All right, Bill Bowman, James Pierce Jr., Princely. All right. Shamar. Damn, they took TJ too. I was hoping TJ be there. Him and Nick together would have been sick. All right. So Tyleek Williams. D line is going quick in these drafts, man. D line is going quick in these mock drafts, bro. All right. Lock. Oh, there's my guy. There's my guy. I'm going to have to go. Oh, do I want Jalon Walker? I do like Harold Perkins, but I feel like Jalon Walker. He's better pass rusher in coverage, but run defense not very good. I'm in between these guys, man. Jack Kaiser. I thought he was going to be a good pick. Yeah, but at the 44 pick, here's the thing with Harold Perkins that I do like. He is a tackling machine, even though PFF doesn't have him high up there. His grade's going to get better. I mean, is he hurt? Damn, is Harold Perkins hurt? Let me see. Is he out for the year? Damn, I didn't know he got hurt in that UCLA. He must have got hurt in that UCLA game. Shit. All right, what corners do I got then? Jadiah Burton. I just don't know if I want to take Jalon Walker at 44. What centers are available? We got any good centers left? No, they're not going to go till the third round. Damn. Or we could take a quarterback and get Garrett Nussmeier right here in the second round. Bring his ass in. DJ, KJ Jefferson, Donovan Smith, Brady Cook, Cade Klubnik, Dylan Gabriel. Or do I take another edge and I go back-to-back edge rushers with Landon Jackson? That doesn't make really much sense. What's up, Raw Walk? I think Harold Perkins is going to be better in the NFL than Jalon Walker. Like I think I have Harold Perkins as my number one linebacker. I forgot he got hurt at UCLA, but he's everything you want in a linebacker. Harold Perkins is like athletic beast, versatile defender, excellent run defense, pass coverage, blitzing. He's very good in his coverage skills. He's good to match up against tight ends, and running backs and especially in man coverage. He's no slouch in the pass game. So, and he's an explosive blitzer too. So, and he can create chaos. The guy's just got a physical presence in that linebacker room. I'm gonna rock it. I don't care. I'm taking Harold Perkins. And we got the 65 and 71, so we can get something there. I don't know the first thing about mocks. Can y'all see the mock draft okay? Let me see if I can increase it a little bit more. Oh, yeah, y'all can see it better now. I don't know the first thing about mock drafts, but if I were a GM, I'd tempt a Moneyball mentality when building a squad. Car cap situation is terrible next year, so this has to be a good draft. Yeah. All right, so we're in the We're in the third round. You got Garrett Nussmeier. We got some quarterbacks available. Do we take a quarterback here? I don't think Perkins is undersized. He's a big size linebacker. I don't think he's undersized. I mean, he's got impressive college stats. If you go look at it over the years, he's got 147 tackles, 26 tackles for a loss, and 13 sacks. That's, to me, that screams potential. But I could be wrong. I mean, again, this is just a mock draft. All right. So we've got edge, we got linebacker. We really need D line help. Let's see if we can get. This is probably where I have to take Talik Williams. Like I think he's definitely one of my top guys on my board for our defensive lineman. Talik Williams, I do like a lot. Where do I have him on my board actually? Yeah, I got him third on my board. Big defensive lineman. Athletic. Dude's got athletic. He's athletic as shit. 10-yard split. He's got a 1.62. For a 300-pound man, that's fast. He's an athletic freak. Talik Williams. If you get for a 300-pound man and you're running a 1.62 in that 10-yard split, that's pretty damn good. Powerful upper body. He's got a quick first step. I like it. Bull rush pro for sure. High motor, pursuit speed. I like everything about this kid. I'm probably going to take him here. I like Talik Williams to plug in that hole. Yeah, give him an extra Bowberry biscuit or something. All right. Now, here's the question. Is there a position you guys think that we double up on? Like, do we double up on edge? Do we double up on linebacker? Do we double up on defensive line? Or no? Do we go quarterback? Do we go and get a center here? Do we take a center here? Because I mean, we got to think about it. Austin Corbett, it has just been continued to be injury prone. We're having Cade May step in at center. Now, Brady Christian has now moved over to left tackle because of Ike Ekwonu. So, do you think that maybe getting a center? Do you think maybe getting a center? I think getting a center is a need for sure. Let me see this. I mean, I see some of you guys saying get the second, or you want to help your secondary the best way you can, so add more pass rush. And it's slim pickings right here. I mean, this guy's only played 4 games on the year. Had his best game, but then is injured. I don't know if he's out for the year to just focus on. Then you've got this guy. I don't know much about Ashton, I don't think. And I don't know much about Kamal Rucker. I know a little bit about Josiah Stewart. Or did we? I think we got to take a center here, ladies and gentlemen. I get that we want to double up on the edge. Doesn't mean we can't. Okay? It does not mean we can't. Okay? Does not mean we can't. We got to get someone to fill this center position. Like, and have a consistent center to really solidify this line. We've already got a defense. We've already got our linebacker. We got another edge. We've got that defensive lineman. You know what? The way with how many picks I got, I think I can make it work. I'm gonna do it. I know that Dixon. I know you don't like it, but we might still be able to squeeze out one of those guys that you're mentioning. All right, we still might be able to get that edge that you're talking about. One of those guys. We still might be able to find somebody. I mean, look, we got Josiah Stewart right here. I mean, hello. Look, Josiah Stewart at 102. I like Josiah Stewart. I don't know about you guys. Guy's an animal. As you can see, pass rush grade, 93.8. You got a 95.7 pass rush. You got a pass rush win rate of a 28.3, a run stopping grade at 11.8%, and you got a run defense at an 88.7. I think we can. All right, so we doubled up on edge. All right, we got 3 picks left, and we got our center, and we can take Drew Allard right here, quarterback. Josiah Stewart. Let me go back to him. 6'1", 245. 6'1", 245. Which probably that would put him around the same ballpark size of, I want to say, Pierce. I think he would be the same size as James Pierce Jr. No, 6'5", 243. Maybe is it Prinsley? 6'4", 255. Or maybe he's as big as Nick that we got. One of these guys, I know one of these top guys around the same. Okay, he's 6'2", 247. I know one of these guys is around that same size. If I'm not 6'5", 265 is ridiculous. 6'3", 252. LT Overton, I think. Shit. 6'5", 283. Good God. Sometimes I forget how big some of these guys are. 6'4", 285. I like it. All right. Drew Allard. So we got our center. We got doubled up on the edge. We got a defensive line. We got a linebacker. I mean, I'm obviously very tempted to take Drew Allard here to bring in some quarterback competition. But then Nick Imanwari is Nick Imanwari might move up to a first round pick. He might move up to a first round pick. Oh no, thumbs up, not thumbs down. The heck? Thumbs up. Mac trying to play me. All right, so we're at 102, 108. We're at 108. All right, so we got edge. We got double up on edge. What I would kind of wouldn't mind doubling up on either linebacker. Derek Harmon. Oh, Derek Harmon's here. Wonder if I could get Derek Harmon at 137. But I also kind of want to look at the corners real quick. We got any decent corners left? No. We ain't got any decent corners left. Yeah, I'm taking Drew Allard. I think we need to get some quarterback competition in here. All right. 137. Let's see what we got at defensive line. Okay, so we still got Harold Cross. Howard Cross the third. Corners. Damn. Jabbar Muhammad, please be there at 146. This will be perfect. This will be perfect in the round that I would like to go. Oh, damn. All right. Question is, do we double up on defensive line or linebacker? Do we go Jamon? Because I could get Jamon Dumas Johnson, or I could get Howard Cross the third. Damn. Howard Cross, I'm pretty sure he's a big boy. Damn, he's 6'1", 288. He's kind of small. I'm trying to think. 6'1", 245. Yeah, I'm going to go with the trenches too. I'm taking Howard Cross. Please, Jamar Muhammad, be there. Please, Jamar Muhammad, be there. Oh, this would be perfect. No! Fuck. Ah! I was hoping he'd be there. All right, what do I have left then? What am I working with here? Deontay Lawson, which would not be terrible. Deontay Lawson. I'm pretty sure I have him on my draft board if I'm not mistaken. Wait, where's Tommy Hill? Is he still on here? But where do they have him going? No. Tommy Hill's already gone. Okay. D-line. We already got a D-lineman. All right, so not D-line. What else we got? We got safety. That's a guard. Didn't this guy play? Did he play there last year? His name looks familiar. I'm pretty sure that's the guy that was playing at Ole Miss last year, if I'm not mistaken. Chashawn Barham. Do I go linebacker here? I take Deontay Lawson. Oh, they got. Oh, wait a minute. 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 All right, let me look at my linebackers here. My draft board. I can't remember how I have them in order. Shamil Malden. 6'3", 225. 446 40 dash. He's got the wheels to chase down plays all over the field. Versatile skill set. He can run. Where do I have I know I have Deontay Lawson. Deontay Lawson is another one. He's the number 3. He was rated the number 3 inside linebacker for Silver Recruiting Services. Shit, let's see how big he is. We gotta look. So he's 6'2", 239, and then Shamil Morden is 6'3", 235. Oh, Barham. Deshaun Barham. 6'3", 248. Him and Lawson. No, or is it Shamil? Shamil's 6'3", 235. What was Barham? 6'3". Okay, so they're not much. They're not far off from each other. Yeah, I haven't. I think I have looked into Barham. Let me see if I have him. I was hoping to get I was hoping maybe Jamin Dumas Johnson would fall, but nah, we'll go Deshaun Barham. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's see how we do. I said to draft instead of taking Tyleek Williams, it's suggesting that we should have taken Nussmeier instead of Tyleek Williams. Interesting. A minus. Bottom of 39% of Carolina Panthers drafts. So this one is not one of my best ones according to PFF. My first two were better. But we will save this one. We'll save it and post it and see what people think. We'll save this one and see what people think. So. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone joining. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everyone, a single one of y'all that joined today's live stream. As always, make sure you pound the like button, hit the subscribe, click that post notifications bell. That's all I ask. I am going to go take my lazy butt and go to the gym. So I appreciate y'all. Have a good weekend, and I will see y'all on Sunday possibly, or maybe Monday morning. So peace. Keep pounding, ladies and gentlemen.